Most beginners completely misunderstand how text and images really bend in Affinity. In the next few minutes, you'll fix that. I'll show you how to curve text cleanly, warp images without destroying quality, and avoid the mistakes that instantly make designs look amateur. By the end, you'll be building professional layouts from scratch, fast. Curve, warp, create, all in Affinity version 3.1. So let's begin with this lovely little, very popular beginner's exercise. And it doesn't hurt to be reminded, you can do things like this. Curving text and warping images, a beginner's exercise. Now this is Affinity version 3.1 by Canva. It's the new version, which is entirely free. Now you can do things like this in a circle, things like this on a curve, an image like that you can curve slightly or push around to any shape you like. A simple one across the top of a text box, and you can put that on the inside if you like. And there's one on the inside of a circle, which you can equally push to the outside. Let's have a look at how we do that. You can see that's there. We just move that little green handle around. We move the little red one back around there, say halfway, and push the green one around. Oops, and it disappears. Once it gets past that little red notch there, let's put the red notch there, and we can move that one into place there. So you've got it on the outside of the circle. Fabulous for doing logos or stickers or anything like that. Even when you want to do something like that, which is the YouTube thumbnail that brought you to this in the first place. So let's get on with it and see just how we achieve these wonderful, marvellous, very exciting effects. So let's make a start, shall we? And you can do this either in vector or in pixels. Pixels is probably just as good because that seems to be the one that most people work in. Now let's have a look at layers. What we need to do is start with a new document. Now, I've started with an A5 document. Can be any size you like, big, small, midline, whatever. I'm just going to make sure that this one is landscape mode and create the document. There we go, very simple. Now, what could be simpler than this, you ask? Let's go find a shape. There we go. That's a rectangle tool. Pops them all out there. Don't really want all them, but we've got one there. Let's move this slightly. Now, I'm just going to create the text, and it's got the grey interior in there. You can see that. We could make that pure white, but grey sets it off against the background in this case. There's the midlines there because I've got snapping on. Now, you think, what can I do with that? I could use mesh warp, and I'll show you how that works later, but the simple, quick method that I love is we go up to vector. Remember, we're in pixels, but I'm going to convert that rectangle to curves. That's fairly important for this. Now, I go down here, click on the artistic text tool, and go over here. Now you can see there's a T there with a little tilde underneath it. I'm just going to click just on the inside of that lower line. Click there. Now there's our cursor sitting there. There's our movement line there. This determines where we can push the text to. Couple of defaults there. Let's push it up to the end of there, and we'll leave that one there because I want the text to start here. Now I've got Arial regular in there. That's a bit boring. Let's go and find a cartoon text. There we go. Bada boom regular, and we'll make it 20 point. Let's call that MOROCCO, Morocco. We'll change that to, what's a good colour to make Morocco? A nice sandy desert red. There we go, that's a bit deeper. Now that's more like it. Go back to the Move tool, and we've got Morocco in there. Now we want to be able to move that. That doesn't look terribly enthusiastic there, does it? So let's go up to, and we'll find the Node tool. Click on the Node tool. Go up here to the center line. That's the center line. And let's just bend that center line up. Take the top one. Bend that up an equal amount. Let's bend that up a little bit more. There we go. Now, we don't want to bend those ones in there because that pushes everything out of shape. But that's not too bad, Morocco. Just what we want. And that's how you bend the shapes. Go back to the Move tool because you don't want to inadvertently move anything. And there's Morocco. Now, I've got this up. Home is where the pets are. Because I want to show you, you can put a PNG or an SVG in there. We'll open that. Just go to there and put that in there. Just move that around. You'll note we're still on the Move tool and I've just placed an image. You can place any image you like in there, even a photo from the stock studio. Okay, now we've got that there. Let's have a look at the other method of doing this. Go down to the bottom right-hand corner and have a look at Filters. And I'm pushing that up. I wish that would come up at the top of the screen, but it's on the bottom. I can probably make it appear up there, but I'll leave it down there for the time being. Now, when I change this to Mesh Warp, you'll notice that it changes the boundaries there to squares. Now, this is very tricky. You might think we can do the same, but you have to be fairly careful here. Now you can see I'm squeezing that up, squeezing that down, and just because I can for this exercise, squeezing that in. Home is where my pets are. And it's white. Let's see if we can change that to some other colour. No, it doesn't do it. Why doesn't that happen? Because, let me show you. You can see that there. It's an embedded image, or what you might refer to as, in the old terminology of Adobe, it's a smart object. Let's double click on that and it comes up there. Now I've got the whole thing selected. Change it to red. Close the document. Don't exit. Just close the document. And there it is back there. And it's, because you can see that center line there. So it's slightly off center. But that's all right. We'll just move that until it's on center. Now that's about right. If you put the rulers up the top, you'll be able to get that exactly. Now, that's that one. Now finally, because this is a lovely little quick exercise, let's have a look here at the ellipse tool. Now what I want, below this, hold the Shift key down. I should be able to show you that. No, key casting is on. There it is. Enable. Now we've got my circle back. Now what I can do here is hold the Shift key down, drag out a circle. Now this is fantastic. Now once I've got the circle there, go up to Vector, Convert to Curves. Now it's converted to a curve and you can see it's changed slightly. Now I go to the Artistic Text tool. Go over here. Now you can see it's got the A there, but when I just get on the line there, it changes that line to a tilde, and I'm just outside the circle, which is where I want it. So I click on there. Now it puts the cursor just outside the circle, and what I've got there is the text outside the circle. And you can bring that up there. Let's push that around there. So your object is on the outside of the circle. Now, if you want that down on the inside of the circle, you've got to adjust the baseline to a negative number to push it down to the inside of the circle the right way up. Or you go right back to there. You've got the tilde below the letter. Click on just on the inside of the circle. Now the cursor's inside the circle. Narnia, Narnia. Oops. Push it past the red line and it goes to the outside. Okay, let's do that. Narnia. And you can fiddle around with that until you go mad. There we go. Narnia. Character. Position and transform in the character panel. Baseline. And you can see by making it -12, it puts it just inside the circle, but it's not quite far enough. So let's go -24. There we go, well inside the circle. We've got to spread it out a bit, so we want that. 50, well, it needs to be more than that. We can put in more than that by going 150. That spreads the text right out. That's a bit better. Just get that back again because I want to move that slightly. There we go. Narnia. Now you can see up there, it's -24 points, the baseline. I could bring that up so it's right on the line, and I've spread the text out, the tracking, to 150%. Now, one more thing to do in this. Go back up to the Move tool. Let's just go over to one side there. And have I got it up here? Stock Studio. Here we go. What I want is a desert scene in the Stock Studio. And that obviously is way too big. I'll go back to the Layers panel, go back to Navigator, or Transform I want probably. Set the center point to the middle. Unfortunately, it doesn't show up as white. It's just a larger thing. But the width and height are in millimeters. Make sure you put that lock on. And let's just go 200. Too big. 50. There we go. That's more like it. 50 millimeters. We're on a very big document here. Let's drag that back over there. Now we can go to Layers. You can see it there. There's all the layers so far. Go down there. Go to Mesh Warp. And I can push the image around to any way I like it. And there we go. Very nice. Okay, there we go. Done. There's our pushed around image. There's our text in a circle and lowered down. So you could move that right around there and have a logo or anything you like in there. We could quite possibly move that inside that circle and see how it looks. And we've got a curve up there. We could do the same with that. Now, that's all very well. Don't forget to subscribe if you would. I really appreciate it. Tick the thumbs up button to like it, and that way you'll get notified of any new tutorials I put up, which I will be doing. I'm redoing a lot of my tutorials into version 3 Affinity, Photo, Vector and Publisher, which is Vector, Pixel and Layout of course, and it will all look very nice. Thanks for watching.